Hey everybody, this is Andrew McEntee from m.andrewmcentee.com. Y'all should go check it out. Got more tutorials and video game reviews, all kinds of things. Alright, for today I'm going to make a LAN-Con 2010 poster. That's a LAN-Con 2006 one. Well, it's not really a poster, it's a concept. So first we need to type out LAN for Local Access Network. I want the L to look much bigger, very similar to what you saw, where the CON for convention goes in the bottom part of the L, but it's a little bit easier to make the custom shapes, so you can just kind of get them in the exact size and width and position. So snap everything down, get everything into position. That looks fine enough, so let's start with CON. Use Arial empty bold for the font. Let's kern the characters out and try to put it in position. Now let's start with 2010, or really in this case an apostrophe 10. So let's try to get that very ugly font to look a little better. Let's mess with the character kerning. Maybe we should transform it a little bit to kind of make it fit better. Nope. So let's change fonts. There's a good font. Alba. Just regular Alba. Now let's name some layers, which I've never done really before. I never really name layers. And I want to put a gradient on that L shape, but that's not going to work because I have two layers. So instead of messing with it forever, I would just go ahead and make a second shape on one of the shape layers. So there'll be two shapes on one shape layer. Let's try to make it look just like it was when it was two layers. And then there's a problem right there. Get it all in position and it looks a lot better. You see the gradient going across both layers, or both shapes. Now let's put the gradient on the A and the N, and a gradient on 2000 or on 10. A different gradient too, not just a straight white to black. And let's try to find some brushes or something to kind of give it a little more flair. That one looks really good, but it's just not gonna match. I'm fixing to pull up a angry blue, which are like kind of paint splattered like that. Then I'm going to put a pattern overlay and set the blending mode to overlay. And then I will take the layer itself and set its transparency or its opacity to 0. I tried to blur it there, but it didn't look very good. You see how it kind of has like a textured look? Well, I don't want just a textured look, even though that looks good. I want something else in the background, like what I started. So let's go through some more brushes. I don't think that's an angry blue brush. And I always mess with inner glows. I like stuff to look kind of soft, but in this case it kind of looks like a neon light. The L and the A and the N, they don't look like neon lights with that inner glow, but they would if they were rounded. So let's try to put an outer glow now to kind of make it really honestly looks like it's glowing now. It almost looks like it's steaming. Looks really nice. And now I put an outer glow on the L and the A and the N as the same color to kind of bring across that red. Now let's play with colors with an adjustment layer, hue and saturation. I do this quite often to kind of see really what color kind of looks best with what's going on so far. It helps me out a lot. I love green. and that's more of a turquoise. Alright, now I'm gonna put something behind there. Let's see if we can find some Killzone 3. Nope. We'll just find some Hellgas. That's close enough. Killzone 3 ain't even coming out 2010. Now let's try to pull him out. Yeah. Need to try to get rid of that white behind him. So I need to select where he actually is, because he's kind of blended in. He's got lighting, very bright lighting on the model, and his shape would look really kind of messed up if you put something behind him and like half of his head's not there. So we're gonna kind of draw him back in there a little bit. Let's separate him from that white background, and just like this. There you go. Now he actually looks like he's standing somewhere, standing in the actual poster. And the adjustment layer is actually affecting all layers below it, so I have to kind of play around with that to try to get it to only adjust certain layers. And I'm pretty sure Photoshop has some kind of feature like this, but I toyed with this for a good long while and I could not figure out how to do it. I mean, I could figure out how to adjust like one layer below it at a time, but I really just wanted to adjust the you know, a couple layers, like 4 or 5 layers. But nope, I could not do that. So what I had to do is go back and manually edit the colors of the glows and the actual text layer of 10, and that's pretty much what I wanted right there. So now we need to get him to blend in a little bit. So I don't want him completely green, I want him to be kind of comic book looking. So I play with the levels, and then I play with the hue and saturation, get him the same color, although he's kind of blending in too much. Let's pull another brush, desaturate him a little more. I can't really figure out what I'm looking for here. By the way, if you didn't notice, I made a backup of him, so I can always go back to it. Let's separate out his eyes, his little glowing mask, so I can make it the same color with him desaturated. That looks pretty cool right there, but not quite what I want. I'm going to splatter him with more stuff and put them to overlay. Do his eyes again, because I kind of like that look. Now then, after adjusting some of the layers some more, so I'm just going to play with his eyes some more to make them match. And then I'm going to copy the layer, blur it, and then change the opacity of the blurred layer so it kind of looks like he's glowing. And now I'm going to add noise. And this is pretty much how I usually do it. I take something black, has to be black, and blur it out a little bit so it just doesn't, noise just doesn't stop in certain places. Add noise to it and put it to screen. Can you tell it if it's in there or not? I can. It just kind of makes it look a little dustier and more realistic. Everything's not so smooth. So I'm going to go ahead and add a few more things to the background to make it not look so white and empty. And that's pretty much all I really wanted to add. So it's been 37 minutes. That's pretty good. Anyways, thanks for watching, y'all.